Space is always at a bit of a premium on the plot, so it's great when you can find ways of making best use of your soil and getting the most out of it during the growing season. So intercropping is always a great idea. Sounds very complicated, but it's not. It's very, very simple. For example, we've got a slow growing crop like this sweet corn. This is a lovely new variety called a maize, which is growing really well. But because it needs a fair bit of space between the plants, it gives us some room to grow something which is fast growing, such as these lovely lettuces here, these lovely red leaf lettuces. So what I try and do is anything slow growing really, so I've mentioned the corn, but brassicas are another prime example, or big bulb onions perhaps. You can always grow, so we've got here lettuces, but also fast growing things like radish. It's very good, all these salads. Spring onions maybe, although they're a little slower growing. Rocket's one of my favourites to grow in between slow growing things like this. And of course lettuces in all sorts of varieties. So when you're planning your sowings, or your plantings, if you say you were planting these sweet corn, bear in mind that if you perhaps give just a little bit more space in between them, you can grow a really useful crop in between. By the time these have got tall and the leaves are sort of shading the ground, so nothing's going to grow particularly well underneath them, the lettuce will be harvested. But actually in the meantime, the other useful thing is that the shade that they do cast over the lettuces, and other salads as well, like the radishes, can help to stop them bolt. That's sort of going to flower prematurely. That's just that little bit of shade, and also because you're watering your sweet corn heavily, that's giving the salads underneath a nice bit of moisture as well. And you'll find that you'll be able to grow salads which will tend to bolt in hot weather for much longer periods through the summer, because they're benefiting from the shade of the bigger, slower growing crops. So intercropping, well worth trying.